Good morning. My name is Dick Edwardson. I've lived in Gastonia for about 30 years. Pre-retirement has brought me to the Hickory area, specifically the Rhodus area. I like the water. The water kind of calls me. I bought a house there. It's in the western part of Hickory. I work in Rock Hill during the week, leave early Monday morning, get home Thursday night late, and travel to Hickory, where I abide now. I am a project manager for a chemical company in Rock Hill. Starting in April of 2020, I will be retired, so I will look forward to it, and I will be in the Hickory area permanently. There are many Lutheran churches in Hickory area. My sister, who's a Lutheran, lives in Raleigh, and she says there's only 4 Lutheran churches in Raleigh. There's a lot more in Hickory. Hickory has been known for a lot of Lutheran churches. It's almost like Gastonia when they say Baptist, or like churches are like mile markers. Every mile there's a Baptist church. I bought a few years ago in Rhodus, North Carolina, where I started seeking a church. Like buying a house, you first kind of look on the internet for churches. I hit the Bethany Lutheran Church webpage, and it was great. So a lot of things I liked, a lot of people, a lot of inclusion. They also had a video about lighting the cross and learning a little bit more about the cross. The cross wasn't lit for many years, and it has rekindled. So it shines like a beacon over Hickory area. Previously, Bethany Lutheran Church had a minister who I knew, Greg Williams. Greg Williams was a minister at Holy Trinity, where I attended in Gastonia. I know Greg. He's a fine fellow, along with his wife Brenda and Rachel and Ethan. It's been about 20 years since I saw him last in Gastonia, but I know his family is fine and prospering along. The first thing I looked for was fellowship in a church. What type of fellowship do they have? I was impressed the first day. Beth Britton was holding the door open. She said, "Come on, let's go." Got 3 layers of clothing on. I walked down into the sanctuary, and I saw another lady walking. I said good morning to her. It was Nancy Britton. She asked me, was I a visitor today? I said yes. She said, would you like to sit with me? I thought it was very kind the first day coming in here, someone being so gracious. The next thing I remember is, I call her Personality Plus. She was sitting in the sanctuary, and she told me she had to leave to prepare a meal in the down at the parish center. She was worried about people stealing pots. Only kiddingly, but her name is Pam. I love her. She's really a real person, and that's what I like about Bethany. They're real persons. Another one, a guy, his name is Roger Webb. Roger comes out every Sunday when we share the peace, and he makes sure he meets everybody. He does extra things, which I love at Bethany. The first Sunday was a Sunday that I attended. Pastor Shore was talking about the lift, and he was kind of worried how it got so long. But what I liked was the inclusion. One of the choir members talked about how she wanted to personalize the lift. So to me, it was such a way to reflect the personality, the creativeness, and the individualize the lift, not just function, but including them too. There are many caring people in Bethany: Cindy and Tommy Johnson, Barbara, David and Cindy Elder, Beth and Nancy Britton, Ken and Melody, Linda Lutz. There's tons of people who are very friendly. This is the place that I want to call home. It just rings for me. Also, I wanted a dynamic minister. Not a minister who just started a calling, but someone who's been around the block a few times. The pastor would be in congregations that had problems, and he champions the congregation to solve the problem. As a caregiver, not a caretaker. Pearson Shore, he's dynamic, he can preach, he can sing, he's worldly, he can lead a congregation to greatness and beyond. Our church, Bethany Lutheran, is very lucky to have them. Another topic I thought about, was ministries, okay? In Bethany, there are 44 different ministries. Some of the ministries include the Stevens Ministry, the Soup Kitchen, the Granville Middle School, Back to School Blast, Inspired Learning, Wednesday night service, dinner, Coach for the Winter, Oktoberfest, November Bazaar, connecting and being more visible with the city of Hickory, Lenore Rhine. I believe that this church is wonderful. The physical facility, the congregation is tremendous growth potential. It has a sanctuary, a parish center, Sunday school rooms, lay people centers, administration order. If a church have lots of buildings but not using those buildings during the week, I think they are just monuments for the congregation. It doesn't glorify the Word of God. Bethany uses all these facilities widely and is positioned for growth. Bethany, to me, has all the boxes checked. I was praying about this decision. I heard God consistently lead me to Bethany. I heard God's calls many times for me to go there. There was never any second thoughts about my decision. God leads me here. I am accepted the invitation. You need to do also if you do not have a home church. If you're struggling with this, I hope God's guidance will have you join and make Bethany even stronger. Go in peace, serve the Lord, be the church.